traditional Nigerian stews is your thing, come with me. Let's prepare this delicious traditional sell your mat and buy ingredients stew. The main ingredient is egusi. Yes, this stew is the only time you are allowed to use stew and egusi in one sentence. If you try this stew, you will not want to eat with any other stew for a while. Here are the rest of the ingredients. I'll put a full list on the screen for you. Please pause and read it. But let me talk about some of the ingredients. This one is Ogiri Okpei. Ogiri Okpei is made from locust beans, what the Yorubas call iru. But you can see that it's fermented beyond recognition. You can't see the iru seeds. The Ogiri Okpei for Igbo meals, they add other ingredients to it. It's not just pure fermented locust beans. It's dry. It's different from Ogiri Igbo. Ogiri Igbo is like a paste. We use this one to prepare casual meals like stews and some soups like okra soup, egusi soup. But for bitter leaf soup and ora soup, you use the main Ogiri Igbo. For this recipe, what you need is scent leaves, Nigerian scent leaves, not mint leaves, scent leaves. I have some in my freezer. I don't want to bring it out now because I don't want it to start defrosting, but I'll show you just before I add it. I'm going to add these leaves for freshness. This leaf, this is what it's called in Spanish, so you can Google it. So this is the leaf. I just wanted to add it for freshness. It doesn't have any flavor, just to have some fresh green color in there. And this smoked mackerel, I made it in my oven. I have a video on how to do that. I'll link every video that I mentioned below. I'm going to serve it with rice cultivated in Nigeria. You can call it local rice, Abakiliki rice, Adani rice, and so on. I have a video where I prepared the rice. Go check it out. And then the rest of the ingredients, yeah, you already know them. Let's go. I deseeded the cayenne pepper because it's quite hot. Also, I don't like seeing pepper seeds in my food. And then I clean the onions. I'm going to chop them now. Careful with this pepper, it's quite hot. I don't know. For weeks now, I've not been able to buy my, you know, that long, non-spicy pepper that I use. The sweet pepper, paprika. I've not been able to buy it. I don't know why. So I'm going to use this one, although it's very hot. The onions and the pepper, well chopped. I use this my blitzer to chop them up, but you can use a knife to cut them kili if you don't have this. Yeah. While the rice is cooking over there, start boiling the meat. Add the white onions. You can use red or purple. Add the seasoning cube. The best practice is to salt egusi before grinding it, because sometimes you'll find like this one, you know, this looks like a strand of hair. And the peels are there as well sometimes, and then you have some bad seeds, so you need to saute it to remove all unwanted elements before grinding. Sometimes you even find stones in it. Yeah, so that's the best practice. Okay. So like this one is the peel. This peel, after, if you grind it inside the egusi, it tastes like sand when you're eating the food. So, keep an eye on the beef. Beef is pale all over, which means it has gotten a good steam. Then you can add water and start cooking. So to blend the egusi, you blend it with the crayfish. Salt this one too, and the Ogiri Okpei. The other. If you already have blended crayfish, you can still run them through, or if you already have blended egusi, or yeah, you can still run it through. Run it through the grinder.
You just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time. Does it sound like fun? You can do better.
Still very tough. Need to cook this for about 45 minutes. The only thing remaining is to debone this fish, smoked mackerel, and pieces it. Oh my god, look at that. You can't even see it. Look at that. Hey, have you liked this video yet? Have you? I made this in my kitchen in the oven. So this is how to make better smoked fish, the best. Look at how the texture. Oh, I have a video for that. This bone, you can eat it actually. We'll talk it later. I'll eat it later. If I eat it now and I'm talking, it will be doing yang yang yang. That's the only reason I'm able to resist the temptation. Right? The meat should be done by now. You can see that the bone is falling off the meat. This is ribs though. Ribs is a very good part of beef to use when cooking. See the bone is falling off. Note that the first water I added dried. I added another one. Yeah, cooked till done. Yeah, if you taste it now, you see that it's done. I can tell that it's done just by looking at it. But yeah, it's done. From the texture, it's done. Look at it. It's done. But chew it to make sure it's done before you take it out. Now, time to finally cook the Egusi Stew. Add red palm oil. You need to bleach it on low heat. Don't burn the oil. So I'm going to turn on my extractor now. Yeah, that it makes noise, so I won't be talking. After about 5 minutes of bleaching it on low to medium heat, it's translucent. Look at it. I can actually fry it at this time, but I want it to be clearer. I don't want the stew to, I want it to be clearer. You can see smoking a little bit. It's very it's very clear now, and I'm beginning to cough, so I'm going to turn it off. Yeah, then allow it to cool down. Let me put it over there. Allow it to cool down a little bit, because if you add the ingredients now, the ingredients will burn straight away. In fact, it's a high risk adding anything to it as it is now. It's at a very high temperature. Yeah, so you leave it to cool down a bit before you use. Okay, I think it has cooled down to a comfortable temperature. You see the color? It's good enough. Anything more than this, the oil will start burning. So let me try with absolute care. Okay, let's come back to a comfortable temperature. Add the onions. Fry for a bit. Add the pepper. Fry it for about 5 minutes. Pepper. Need to steam it for some time. Stirring it all the time. Let me tell you a brief history of this, the origin of this stew. I used to eat this stew at my childhood friend's house. This stew is so tasty. Try it, eh? I remember this stew recently, and it goes well with this kind of local rice. And I had to call her up to ask her how they prepared it in those days, because this is one of those stews that is going extinct now. No, a lot of people don't prepare it anymore. So I had to call her to ask her, and then she had to call her mom to ask her, because she told me that she hadn't thought about this stew like in the past 20 years. And when she called her mom was laughing at us, asking us, what are we doing with all these olden day stews that Ben? These olden day meals are the tastiest, eh? Not these things that we eat these days. So I'm frying it till the water in the pepper dries up, just like you will fry tomato puree. Add the egusi, Ogiri Okpei, and crayfish blend. Click the like button. Have you? Yeah, click the like button, because I know that if you watch to this point, I don't even know how long this video will be. But I know that those who enjoy my long detailed videos will not mind. So yeah, you know how long it will be, but if you watched up till this point, I'm pretty sure that you're enjoying it. Reduce the heat to low at this time, very low, and stir vigorously, because this egusi at this point can burn easily. Oh, that combo of Ogiri Okpei and the Egusi. Look at how golden it looks. Like I said, it's stirring it off, you know, all your power. While that is steaming, this is the scent leaf. This my scent leaf has been in the, it's fresh scent leaves. I have a video of how I prep it fresh and freeze it. I prefer it that way to dry ones, because this one, even though it doesn't look that green anymore, it still has the flavor of the scent leaves intact. So I add this one for the flavor of the scent leaves, and add this one for color. I showed the name before, I'll put it on the screen again. So look up the name of this vegetable where you live, if you live outside Nigeria. But if you live in Nigeria, just use fresh scent leaves. That's all you need. You can also use curry leaves if you want curry taste. Outside Nigeria, you can use basil. So I'm using a combination of this scent leaf. You can see that it's not so green, and this green leafy vegetable. I chose this vegetable because it doesn't contain any water. It's not like spinach. When you add spinach, it will add water, like that greenish water. Okay, you need to cook egusi. I cook it for at least 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, because this is a small quantity. For it to be done, egusi needs to be done for the taste, for the delicious taste to come out. If not, it will be tasting raw if it's not well done, well cooked. Add more water to bring it to the consistency you like for your stews. Just adding this one now because it's frozen. If you're using fresh one, you add it after this one has boiled out. You'll see when I add the other one. Need some salt. This is when you add the fresh scent leaves. Shwan. Fury. See, the green one has brought out the color. That's it. It's done. It looks like egusi soup that I used to eat fufu, but it tastes way different. It's so late. I'm so tired. It's after 9. But I know that if I don't taste this meal, some of you will be disappointed, because I know that you've been watching, waiting for the taste. Try this stew. You will love it. If you like traditional stuff, if you like Ofe Akwu, for instance, you will like this stew. Bye bye. See you soon.